Hello guys, hello. How's everybody doing? Hopefully my internet holds up. Sorry about earlier guys, I did get disconnected. I am in a place where, if there's bad weather, rainstorm, stuff like that, the internet connection tends to drop. Try not to let that stop our playthrough though, so we were on a boss, we were on Keeper of the Old Lords. We did get a drop connection, so all I did was basically exit the game, and the boss is still there, he's still alive, he didn't finish it up or anything like that. Hopefully we'll get a regular or two to come in. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Frank Gallows, and I stream every day, guys, or as often as possible. Um, if you're watching this on YouTube, I should be back to my main schedule, which is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now, I am on vacation, let's call it, visiting family, stuff like that, so I'm not at home, so my schedule has been a little chaotic, sporadic, whatever you want to call it. But hopefully when you're watching this on YouTube, I'm back to regular. There's a link to my channel in the description. You guys can pop by, watch me live. Like I said, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Schedule is subject to change, guys. We might start streaming a little bit earlier. That way I can go a little bit longer. We'll be doing Bloodborne for a little while and Diablo, the basic stuff that we like to play. Maybe a little bit of multiverses. I'm open to suggestions as well, guys. So if you guys like to see any game in particular, feel free to let me know. And with that said, we will wait here for a little bit, see if we get regular to pop in. This is a very small channel, guys. Like I said, we're trying to grow it, so all we can do is just keep grinding away, right? Keep grinding away until we get there. We are running a Milquetoast build, by the way, guys, and I suggest that you don't follow this build at home. Basically, we're running this build so that we can look at a lot of the weapons and showcase them. We'll be able to grab most of the weapons, not all of them though, right? Most of them. And then once we get to the end of this playthrough, the second playthrough, we will use a different build that I'll probably be building either on the side or we'll like make very quickly and do like as quick as a speed run as we could possibly do, and we'll do something more focused on that. But for now, we're just we're just showing off what we can what we can equip and run around with some stuff, have a little bit of fun, not pigeonhole ourselves into any one item in particular. So for now, we're using the Kirkhammer and the Beast Cutter. They're both at +6. As you can see, I got a handful of weapons to +6. I'll be switching around between them for funsies. Fortunately, a build like this, the actual like stat spread that's going to end up being is going to be Vite is going to be 50, Strength and Skill is going to be 25, more than likely Blood Fusion is going to be 25, Arcane is going to be 25, and then Endurance is going to be 25. If not, we will bump up the strength a little bit. That way we could equip some of the heavier stuff and maybe some of the skill. That way we can grab everything that we can possibly get and actually look at it and, just see what we can do. As far as if you're like new to Bloodborne, Bloodborne is quite an old game, but if you're new to Bloodborne, you're interested in it, and you just don't know what kind of build you want to do, I suggest like say you really want to delve deep into all the aspects, right? Say you want to play PvE, you want to play a little bit of PvP, you want to do these challenge dungeons. I suggest a Vite Gouge build or an Arcane Gouge build, and you can look those up, guys. But what a Vite Gouge build is, basically, I'll explain it briefly, is you will prioritize and Vite, and then you'll have your main stat up as the secondary, and the advantage to that is that you'll be able to do PvP. You'll be able to go into the challenge dungeons and survive for a little bit, and you will be able to do regular PvE, and you'll have the advantage of having a lot of life, and you'll be able, like I said, to go into the challenge dungeons and farm for blood gems and make your weapon really strong. And then when it comes down to PvP, if you get into some matches, you'll have the also distinct advantage of having a high life pool. And then hopefully, if you've been farming for your blood gems, you'll have some pretty good gems. So, you have like the best of both worlds in there, damage and high life. If you're not quite sure where to go, I would say like Vite Gouge Strength, which I believe, I could be wrong, don't like take it for word. You basically want your origin to be Cruel Fate, and you'll want like 50 strength, and then you want like 70 plus Vite. if I were you, I would look up some other channels. I will talk about them a little bit later on, talk about the channels that I like watching and listening to and stuff like that. But for your, like your actual attack stat, a lot of time you will leave off around 50, and then your fight will be higher, like 75, etc., etc. Your goal is to make it to 120 because that's where the majority of the community is at. So also take that into account. And yeah, hopefully we get some regulars in here and we can tackle this boss. We were doing very well against them. I don't think we were gonna lose, but I didn't want to beat it off stream. Right, I did not want to get the boss off stream, so we do this now. We wait. And we're just playing the waiting game, guys. Hopefully someone comes in. If not, I guess we can I'm not quite sure. We can go mess around elsewhere. And while we wait, guys, I will sip some coffee. I know it's a little bit late to be having coffee, but I'm not going anywhere, so I can afford to stay up late. For now. Okay. And like I said, we're using the Kirk hammer, so we'll take a look at both the weapons we're using. I think we'll take a look at the Beast Cutter first. The Beast Cutter is a pretty cool weapon. It's mostly a strength weapon, as you can see. The gems aren't that good. Basically, when you do challenge dungeons, you're looking for gems, and you would have to look up like a good sheet, because I don't have all the answers for you here for your gems, right? So we're using the Beast Cutter. It's +6 right now. It's scales of strength and skill. More of a strength, as you can see. And we'll take a look at its untransformed mode, where it's, you know, it's your basic like sword. I think it does blunt damage more than anything. Yeah, so it's physical, but it's mostly like blunt attack, right? Like even these attacks here, they don't do serrated damage, to my knowledge. Right, and its transform mode is this big heavy whip, and it's basically the strength version of the threaded cane. You get it from the old Hunters DLC. This is its heavy attacks. Very powerful. Right, and then these are its light attacks. And then, you know, you can play around, because you can use the transform button to do like a transformed attack. It's a transformed attack, so if you find the weapon and you really want to dedicate time to like learning how to use it, no weapon is really awful. It just depends if you like the weapon or not. And then you're gonna have to put a lot of time into the weapon, and possibly some really good blood gems, and make the weapon shine. Right, so we're using that, and then we also have the Kirk hammer here, and its untransformed is basically a straight sword. Standard straight sword stuff, right? Good old poke. Good old pokey poke. And then it's transformed, it turns into a hammer. Very beefy. You have a little bit of poise, a little bit of nice while you do these moves. Not while you do this one, I don't think. They won't let you just charge up fully. And it's primarily a strength weapon. As you can see. There's a B in strength and E in skill. It's the tribute bonus at the right hand side of the screen. Right, so as you can see, it says attribute B, E, then there's like a dash for blood tangent, C for arcane. And then, you know, the attributes required, 16 strength, 10 skill. And the more you level it up, the better the rating will go for your tribute bonus. Keep that in mind as well, that you do have to level the weapon up for it to scale better with its respective stats. And it's slotted fairly decently for where we're at. As you can see, it's not super awesome. Blood gems are a big part of this game, and you might have to dedicate, if you really want to like the max, you dedicate some time into farming blood gems. Which does turn a lot of people off, and I do understand that. And then, you know, we have some other stuff here. We have the Whirligig, which is a fantastic weapon. It's great for PvP, it's great for PvE. It is a screaming strong weapon. You can see, even at a +6, it scales with strength, primarily. Even though you can add skill to add some extra attack, and its true power shines in its transform mode, but this is the untransformed. It acts like a mace. Or it acts like a club. But when you transform it, it turns into a big old pizza cutter, automatic pizza cutter. Right, and there's your big strength for it. And some of its biggest strength for PvE at least is if you can manage to get your L2 out and hold it down. Every second that passes is just taking damage away. The enemy more than likely is getting stunned. You can slap on like rapid poison and just do big bursts of damage to people. Extremely potent weapon. Extremely potent. And we also have the Ludwig's Holy Blade, which is it's a very good starting weapon if you're not sure what kind of weapon you want to use, right? So it is primarily a strength weapon. I think a lot of these you can do like semi-quality, like do a little bit of skill. Like I said, don't quote me on that, guys, right? But it's mostly a strength weapon. As you can see, even with a +6, the attribute bonus is a B, so it's pretty good. And basically, it's a straight sword, but when you put it in a sheath, it turns into a great sword. And so it's standard straight sword stuff, right? When you transform it, you put it in the sheath, it locks in. Now you have a big old great sword, and you can see this is its light attacks. It covers left to right pretty good, right to left, and there's a good overhead. I think its R2 is a poke. There's a slight charge delay, as you guys can see, so be wary about that. But his damage is pretty good all around. It is a solid choice if you're running like a strength build and you don't know what to invest into quite yet. I would say it outclasses the Kirk Hammer ever so slightly just because of its moveset. So there we go. And you know, we have these weapons here. We're just kind of waiting for everybody to trickle in. And we have a good old Hunter Axe as well. If you know what weapon to start with, this is a very solid choice. You know, like as an actual starter weapon. As one-handed is just an axe. Which some people think are a little slow, but its major like application, like its strongest PvE move, would be basically you want to transform it and then you hold down your heavy attack and do your sprint to win. Good crowd control. It hits like a truck. Scales with strength mostly and a little bit of skill. Mostly strength though. So there you go, guys. And that is what we're running. Right now, like I said, we were running just a Kirk Hammer and the Beast Cutter, just for fun. You know, and we can take a look at the Beast Cutter's little brother, the Third King, which is a skill weapon, guys, and it's not the greatest, I'll be honest with you. Some people love this weapon. It's not bad. I like making it a bolt weapon sometimes. Right, but it has some good thrust attack, and it's untransformed. Right, it's an okay one-handed. Moveset isn't horrible, and it's transformed, it turns into a whip. And like I said, it's okay. If you're really dedicated, you can make this a pretty good weapon. For PvP, I'm not really sure how. I don't really PvP with this. You probably be using this mostly, and then like maybe transform attacking. Maybe. I don't have much experience with PvP with this weapon in particular. All of them are solid choices as long as you slot them properly with the blood gems that they need, or that you're building things here. It's I don't want to sway you guys from any like weapon. The Thread Arcane is mostly a skill weapon, by the way. You can make it a pretty good arcane weapon too if you give it the proper gems. And unluckily for us, we're not getting anybody coming into the room. It's been a few minutes, and I don't want to really kill this boss without anybody coming in to the room. Let's see if we can take a little look inside. You can see someone on the direct opposite side standing there. Right, that is the boss for this arena. So we'll give it a few more minutes, guys, and then if anything, I guess we'll go back up to the top and we'll kind of walk around and kill a little bit of time. The only reason I'm not leaving is because I don't want to do this part over. I would have to come in here and kill some enemies again. That is the major negative. Oh, let's pick a weapons we want. I think when we come back out up into the Hunter's Dream, we'll switch out this repeater pistol. Well, see, because it consumes a lot of Quicksilver bullets. Not a lot, but it consumes 2 bullets at a time, which can add up to a lot. And I would showcase it, but then I'll be wasting some bullets, so we won't do that right now. For this boss, though, should be an easier boss. Why don't we use... You know what, we'll slap the Ludwig's on and we'll have the threaded cane as a backup. Even though the cane, we do need to put some gems in there actually, so we'll, you can see it doesn't really have any gems. Right, the Ludwig's at least, it's a pretty strong weapon overall, so I don't gotta worry too much about not having gems in there. Although in retrospect, I don't want to make it any harder than it has to be, so we'll do the Kirk Hammer. The only thing that's I'll be aware of with the Kirk Hammer is it's kind of slow. And take its moves into consideration, right? You can see just as bops, like big overhead bops, basically. And the only like vertical swing you'll get is if you do your charge R2 into the next charge R2, which takes an awful long time. Right, so be wary about that. And I think we can fight this boss now. I'm pretty comfortable with this so far. Let's get one more sip in. And we're gonna fight the Keeper of the Old Lords. It's a pretty easy boss. They do look extremely cool. And I do believe once we beat them, you can buy their outfit at one of the fountains. They do a lot of fire damage, so if you're like min-maxing, you could just wear this Charred Hunter's Guard. It has a lot of fire resistance. And they just throw a lot of fire. They have a katana, so beware of that. And you could lead them into some attacks too. Like I said, keep in mind they do a lot of fire attacks. You can even quick step them and dodge at the proper time. If your weapon is a little bit faster, you should have an easier time. I don't know if that's a girl or guy right at all. So there you go, guys. That part is complete. The fight is fairly easy. We are unusually high level, though I will admit, for this part of the game. And we have a sharp blood gemstone. We'll take a look at that. Sharp 3, right? Pretty sure. There it is. It increases your weapon skill scaling. Not bad. Well, I mean, if you don't really have a lot of gems, like, you take what you can get, right? So, arguably this one might be a little bit better because it adds more physical attack. Keep in mind you can sell these gems too, so if you really don't like these gems, you can get rid of them. And we made it. We'll go go to the next layer. I do think we have one more layer to do. Possibly two more. Also, guys, remember, like I said, keep in mind there are like some side rooms here. A lot of time you don't have to do them, but I suggest you go in there and do them anyway. Sometimes enemies drop gems and stuff like that. If you're really dedicated, you would have to look up some guides, honestly. You know how I told you sometimes you'll see like statues that are traps? This is definitely one of them. You can see his mouth is like wide open. There's a pressure plate somewhere ahead of it, so we're just gonna break it. And there's a pressure plate right here. If your health is pretty low, it'll just shoot you in the back with a dart and you'll die immediately. Try to kill that guy first, because I think he does ring that bell. Even though they did end up seeing me. Right now all of them got up at once. You can see someone is rushing through the door, but we'll worry about that in a second. What I think we should do is, we've been using this hammer for a little bit, so I thought I had the 30k in my hand. Oh right, I want to put some gems into there. Now you can definitely choose these enemies over there, which it's up to you, right? You call it choosing, I'll call it taking advantage of the surroundings, right? Keep in mind they are coming from somewhere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, sorry. Oh wait, I was just getting off my phone. I'm sorry. I lied. Got him. Keep in mind, like, enemies are coming from somewhere, right? So there is an open door there. We will take a look at that in a second. Ritual blood 3, okay. Where does it finish your sound? What's that? Okay. And look around, guys, right? Especially if it's your first time, just take your time. There's no need to bum rush all the enemies and just die immediately. There's no point in doing that to yourself. This enemy's not even looking at us, so we can just give a little left tap. Now, I do believe the correct way to go is up towards this door right here and opening it as quickly as you can. Because I think straight down there is just death. I think. Let's go this way. Let's be fools. Aha. What's over here? What's over here? What's this? Treasure room? Sometimes you do find these, like, I call them treasure rooms. But they're not, they're like, I guess they are. There's a bunch of treasure here. There is a bagman standing very still as well, so be cautious, guys. That looks like a trap, I'm not even sure, but we'll just smash it just in case. Although probably not, in retrospect, right? These statues don't look like they have any pressure plates. Ah, he saw me. Well, if I wanted to backstab him, but I'm not good with that. So I do call it a treasure room, and even though there is a bunch of treasure in here, as you can see, a bunch of gold, we really can't take any of this stuff with us, other than opening these chests here, which usually have materials in them, or There are what's called like lost versions of your weapon. So basically, what a lost version is that it'll be basically the same exact weapon, but the gem slots will be different, right? So you can build around the gems that you have or the gems that you know you're going to be getting, and then like there'll be like the lost version and the uncanny version. So it'll be like uncanny Kirk Hammer, right? And then instead of it being like radio, radio, triangle, it'll be like radio, radio, waning, or triangle, waning, radio. It'll be different setups. You would have to look it up specifically because I don't know all of them offhand. But we'll take a look at this treasure. A Sage's Rest. I do believe that is just for Chalice Dungeon. A lot of these things are just materials to make better dungeons. But you need them, guys. You need them. Special material used in a holy chalice ritual. A body part of a saint, sacrificed by the healing church in their search for truth. The additional rite fetid offering invigorates the watchers, making them more treacherous than normal, but also making them worthy prey for a special hunt. So basically, when you use special things like this, it'll make the dungeon tougher. They're called like, I think it's called like FRC dungeon. Uh, and FRC will stand for like fetid, rotted, and cursed, right? So depending on which one it is, that will be like what the enemies have. Like cursed, you'll have like less life. Fetid, the enemies will be stronger, stuff like that. Or there might be more hazards in the stage. My memory on the actual Chalice Dungeon stuff is a little hazy. But in order to open them, you need special catalysts, let's call them, right? Or stuff for the ritual. That's something you'll have to delve deeper into, or even we'll probably delve deeper into it once we make a proper build and start farming for stuff. And you can see it's called Sage's Wrist, and it's the wrist like of a holy sage that they have in the healing church, right? They used it for the ritual. But it looks awfully beast-like, don't you think? Right, they call it a sage, but they're pretty far in their beasthood. And then there's, a nice ambiance here. And I didn't forget about this. What's in here? Let's find out together. Tumult. Great. Fantastic. Absolutely. And then I think that's about it for this. Oh. Mistakes were almost made. Ritual blood. So, a lot of stuff to make stronger chalices. You're having to remake your dungeon or coming all the way back down here. Which, there could be worse things, but if you can find it the first time around. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that so far. Do keep in mind there's that Indiana Jones death ball, and that just leads into death, right? So now you're going to have to time it and run to the left again. And then we should be able to make it to that door. And I hope we can open it. And you could already hear madness up there, can't you? I definitely hear the madness. So give me a minute, guys. There we go. That's the thing that's making all that weird sound. We can wait for her to turn around. Or him. And you can see that knife was doing a status effect to me. I believe that's frenzy. That little swirly swirl is a frenzy swirl, I believe. Let's switch to just the regular one-handed portion of the Kirk hammer. Like I said, you can take your time, guys. There's no need to rush. Alright, look around, make sure there's no enemies waiting to just cut you in the back, right? Stab you in the back. Poke you in the butt when you want that stuff to happen. And there are two doors, right? So why don't we open this one first of all. And we'll switch to this. Get a little bit of our HP regen going. I do think this gun has HP regen in there. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to see if he has a gun on him. Yes, he does. Oops. Nobody saw that. I don't want to deal with him so much. Make sure you always check the sides too, so you never know what's over there. Whoever's in there has nice hips. And this stuff is pretty important, guys. Make sure you grab all this stuff, because, I mean, I think you can buy some of this too, but why waste your money, is right? Looks like we have a treasure there. Oh, there's not over from this side. Let's see if there are any enemies in here. I thought I saw something just now. Okay, I was just trying to draw their attention, but it seems like this was just this little side path, so I think we got everything we could get from being over here. Right, there's nothing on this side. Looks like there might be something. A bag man. Are you just waiting, sir? And then there's some incense there. That incense is never a good sign, by the way, guys. Usually somebody's waiting behind the incense to get you. So be cautious. Matter of fact, I saw somebody patrolling just now. And I do hear someone like swinging at me every so often, don't you? Okay, it does look like we've exhausted it. Don't worry about, like, there's not really any invisible doors or like fake walls or anything like that. Okay, I do believe we've exhausted everything now. Also keep in mind that was just a side dungeon, I believe. Right, that's like a little side area. What's that? You guys see that? Something important, guys, I gotta tell you. You'll see that every so often when you kill a lot of enemies and leave blood on the floor. Sometimes a blood liquor will spawn. And in the base game, they are very hard to deal with. They're extremely tanky and stuff like that. Your best bet if you don't want to deal with them is to try not to kill too many enemies, which is kind of counterproductive, I know. Right, but if you want to run by all the enemies, feel free to do that. I don't even know if Beast War pushes them back. I'm not even sure. What I do think we'll do is stock up on some blood bullets, though. And that was just a side path. We didn't even start the actual level yet. A lot of these, sometimes like, Marines will pop out of these little coffins. Or, you know, they're big coffins, but they'll pop out of them when you get next to them, so, you should definitely take the initiative. I was really hoping he would do a big haymaker punch, but no luck. Ooh, what's this? Ah, this is the pathway to the locked room. What is in here? Sage's Rest, okay. Also, sorry for the background noise, guys. Not much I can do about that. So hopefully it's not too loud for you. We are due for a couple levels. We'll get our vid up to 40. And then we'll see if we can equip any other things. Or we might just like pump up like whatever we need for the weapon that we want to like look at. Okay. There's something over there. Do you see that fire burning? But take a look around, guys. A lot of rooms like this, sometimes there is like a trap in the middle of the room. Most likely it'll be like a statue that just shoots a dart at you. Oh, that's not a trap. That's a summon. Who is it? It's a prospector. We'll save him for later. Little treasure. I'll try to remember he's here. I might forget. If anything, guys, if I'm about to fight the boss, let me know. Okay, I guess it's clear. There it is. That's freaky. Is that just a reflection? Is the wall slick? I'm just being overly cautious right now, guys. You don't gotta be this cautious, but be aware of your surroundings. At least try to be. Something funny about those witches that are hunched over like trying to talk. We'll talk about this in a minute then, because there's clearly a bell maiden around here that needs to go. I hear you. I see you. Remember, it only banishes the radiance. And I think I hear it still. Is there another one? No, okay, we're good. So something funny about those witches is if you just damage them and kind of back off, they stand up straight. And they're very tall. Don't freak out, guys. They can be dealt with. That's a blunderbuss? Sure is. That's Quicksilver bullets, I know you guys didn't exactly see what it said. Ah, tempering, no gemstone. So we're getting pretty decent stuff, right? We will have to pick a main weapon pretty soon, so I'm not sure if you guys have any suggestions. Be it the Wixoli Blade, Kirk Hammer, Whirligig, the Hunter's Axe, right? If you guys want to see anything in particular, feel free to let me know. And we will like go more in with the blood gems and the upgrade materials. Excuse me, guys, I have a little bit of heartburn. And the upgrade materials and stuff like that. I'm kind of leaning towards the Ludwig's Holy Blade, or like, if you guys want to see raw power, the Whirligig is extremely good. It might just trivialize the game, though. The Hernet Axe is a fairly solid choice as well. Beast Cutter's pretty good, but that's more of like a backup weapon. But we could run it. We could turn it into a main weapon if you guys so desired. Let me know if you guys want to say anything in particular, though. Okay, we operated. But we will have to pick one pretty soon because it is time to start upgrading the weapons again. We're going to have to start using Bloodstone chunks and stuff like that. So we're going to have to pick one, like a main, like 2 weapons. A main 2. So maybe we'll, after we finish this whole Chalice dungeon, we'll like go into Hunter's Dream and we'll like take a second look at all the weapons we have and see if you guys like anything in particular. We opened the door, so I do think the door is back this way. Right, and there should be a ladder leading down. And then the door should be all the way at the opposite side of this. Almost any weapon could take you through the whole game, guys. Like I said, you just gotta kind of figure out what weapon you want to use. Like the axe could take you all the way to the end. The Saw Spear and Cleaver could take you all the way to the end. The Threaded Cane, I guess, could take you all the way to the end. I'm not like a huge fan of the Threaded Cane, but it's certainly not bad. It does pretty good on skill bullets. And let's remember that we do have that Prospector that we can bring with us. I'm not sure who we're gonna face here, but I'm just making sure there's no like other side rooms, because it's kind of a waste to bring them down there. Okay. Okay, I think it's time. Switch to pistol. So we have some HP regen going. We'll do the blood bullet thing, and then we'll like walk back a little bit. Now the Prospector is somewhere. He's somewhere, right? Where exactly, though, we're gonna have to rediscover that, guys. He was in like a darker room. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, there he is. Um, Also, guys, when you summon them, don't try to run too far ahead of them. Sometimes the AI gets a little wonky, and they sometimes, very rarely, they'll not spawn, or they'll just won't even move when they get summoned. It's not very often it happens, but okay, there we go. A lot of these NPCs, it seems like they were big afterthought because they just carry card cameras around. Which I guess if they're church hunters, it does make sense, right? If they were church hunters, that they have church weapons with them. The card camera is a church weapon. Where are we going? This way. We're going back this way. So I guess lore-wise it does make sense. They're like, they're not like big names. They're like generic uh, church hunter people, right? So I guess it does make sense, but it kind of, not a lot of variety. But that said, the Kirk hammer is a pretty effective weapon if you have them along with you, because they do tend to do a lot of heavy attacks and stun people, stun bosses and stuff. So they could have worse weapons. And yeah, let's top off on our health. And I'm not quite sure who we're gonna face here. Let's Marion the Sun. And he uses some unique weapons. He uses like that shovel. I do believe like the Blaze of Mercy is supposed to him too. Like you see, he does long combos. You can't really knock him back too. Uh-oh. I thought my little operator got stunned like too hard. We kind of need him for some backup. There we go. Okay. Okay, he walked right into that. Unfortunately, I didn't have the distance. Couldn't close it. But he might walk right into this. Because a lot of times they do walk in front of you a lot. There it goes, like the Blade of Mercy is filled with it. Okay. That's actually a very cool move. I wish the Blade of Mercy could do that. I thought it was not gonna do. There we go. I'm really whiffing here. You try to steal my visceral attack. Thought I had him. Can't believe he got me. Very agile character. That's fine though, guys. I do need to get my souls back though. I desperately need to do that first of all. And I think I'll switch these weapons up. I think we might not use a Kirk hammer for a main weapon, just because the speed is, for my liking, a little too slow. On the plus side, we can just basically go to this boss. So, we don't even need to summon anybody. We can just 1v1 them. Now that we've seen what the Prospector can do, right? And I think as far as the weapons go, we'll switch up to the Ludwig's. And we'll use the auger. And even though the Ludwig isn't gemmed up, it's not too bad still. No, I say that until I hit him, and then I might see that it's actually pretty weak, and then it needs some gems, so I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out together. One more. There we go. Okay. Also keep in mind, guys, when you do summon somebody, your attack is cut down pretty significantly. Being as our stats aren't too high, it was pretty detrimental. Now we got a Cold Blood Gemstone 3. That won't do too bad for us. Let's take a look at it right now. The Cold Blood Gemstone, right? I think it's our first one. Arcane Scaling, not bad for your arcane characters. Add physical attack, and then reduces stamina cost. You know, that's pretty okay-ish for starting out. Kinda. All right, cool. Okay, so I do think it's time to make a choice, right, guys? So I will leave it up to you guys to decide which weapon we should use. Right? Let's do a little stat reset here. Let's reallocate this pistol bullet to the Evelyn. Also, they have their own gems usually. So they have blood tinge gems and stuff like that, blood attack up. Up to you. I forget which ones are way better for guns. I think if you're not using like a lot of blood tinge, you might just want the blood attack, like the straight blood attack. I don't think they could get any more than one blood slot, blood gem slot, by the way. So generally for me, I keep the HP regen in there, mostly because I use a lot of blood bullets. So I just have something to try to help me get my health back. As you can see, the HP regen isn't OP by any stretch of the imagination in this game. But if you just want the damage, just go for like the blood attack up. If you're doing like a big blood tinge build, then for sure I think blood tinge will be the better choice. So I think we'll use the Evelyn for the pistol at least, right? And we can take a look at the Evelyn now. Let's see what your stats you need for it. So you need 9 strength, 11 skill, and 18 blood tinge. This is more of a blood tinge weapon. Keep that in mind, guys. If you're just like a regular strength guy, you can use like the hunter pistol, the repeating pistol. Repeating pistol is a little bit stronger just because it uses 2 bullets at once. If you're really bad with your parries, you could just use the blunderbuss, which has like a big spread. It doesn't go very far at all. And the Lobix rifle is a little bit better than blunderbuss because it has more range. But if you're really good with the blunderbuss already, there's really no reason to go with the Ludwigs. Right, that is just wasted stats right there that you can put anywhere else. If you want, because you'll need 9 blood tinge. Right, so any of these 2 pistols are fine, even any of these 3 are okay, but you'll need 8 blood tinge, as you can see there, so keep that in mind. We'll just go with the Evelyn though. And then, let's see. As far as our drip. As far as our swag, right? What are we gonna wear, guys? We are a basic guy, right? So I'm not opposed to wearing just a basic hunter garb, mix and match with some stuff, right? These are the Tomb Prospector gloves, guys. Oh, let's take a look at the Tomb Prospector outfit very quickly. I do think it is just. Oh no, there's a hoodie and there's some feet. A very cool. I do like this costume a lot. We'll take a look at the description, guys. So, attire of Tomb Prospectors who explore the old labyrinth on behalf of the Healing Church. The Healing Church traces its roots to Breckenriff and is therefore aware of their ruins' true importance. They contain much more than mere hunter trinkets. Indeed, they hide the very secrets of the great old ones, sought after by those with the insight to imagine greatness. So they know how important these chalice dungeons are. You know, it's more than just weapons for hunters, right? There's real stuff in there, real stuff for people who know what they're looking for. Right, so this is the set. I really like this chest piece. Chest piece is cool. The hoodie's cool. You can see there's like some pouches and stuff you would take with you if you would go to the tombs. Right, it looks like chisel and scraping stuff. You know, quicksilver bullet vials or just like vials of blood. Right, some pouches. Very cool. But as far as the actual attire we're going with, like I said, we are just like Milquetoast, right? So we are basic hunters. So maybe we can do like and then we'll need a hat. I like this hood a lot, the black hood, but the thing is it doesn't have really anything. The defense doesn't matter, but it does matter a little bit, right? So maybe we'll mix and match some of the basic stuff, and we'll have like the Garnum Hunter head, hands, and the hunter chest, right? So Garnum Hunter, regular hunter. Maybe we'll just mix and match both of them, and we'll have like. No, that's too many pieces. That's too many pieces. What do we do? Actually, I like those gloves better, and then we can do something like this, right? We can even do just a regular like top hat, but the top hat is what comes with this piece in particular, so that's why I don't really use it. If you're a stickler like me for fashion, right, you know that you don't want too many of the same pieces on. Here's an old hunter cap. Oh, not bad. But I do think that our clothes would have to look a little bit older for using like the old hunter cap, right? It needs to look a little bit more frayed. And then if we're using the charred hunter chest piece, we can't use the legs, so you would need like maybe old Tomb Prospector stuff, right? Or like Black Church stuff. Or you can even use the night stuff. Kind of like the night one. The night one and the don't we have Hendrix? Oh, it's not brown enough. something like this. What do you guys think? I think we'll rock this for now. Okay, so as terms of actual like weapons we should use, we could take a quick look at some of the weapons. Right, put on these two and look at them. So this is the there's the Assault Cleaver, guys, and basic combos here, right? Transform, this combo is different than the Spear, Assault Spear. Right, that's its transformed by ones. This is its heavy attack. Right, this is its charged heavy. And we'll do look at the 2-hit combo for so there's charged heavy to charged. Oh wait, I didn't fully charge. I'm sorry. Okay, so fully charged heavy into charged heavy. When it's transformed like this, it doesn't do serrated. I think it does blunt damage or just physical damage. Right, and then here's this counterpart, the Saw Spear. Right, its transformed attack. Here's its charged heavy. You can look at its charged attack regular. Charged heavy into charged heavy. Right, and that's the Saw Spear and Cleaver. And we can look at the, we'll look at the Scythe now, actually. This is like its dad, right? This is like the Spear and Cleaver's dad, the Scythe. And here's its normal attacks. Right, so that's its untransformed normal attacks. The charge attack's not much to be said about it. Just big squish. And then here's its transform attacks. Second again. And here's its heavy attack into the next heavy. It looks like it only has one heavy attack. There's like no combo for it. Yeah. So that's the Scythe. That's the Hunter Scythe. And then we'll look at like the Hunter Axe. Pretty basic stuff, right? Its main strength is to spin to win. But here's its charged heavy, right? And then its main charged heavy is just combo. Use this heavy attack in the axe. It doesn't have a combo. It doesn't have 2 charged heavy attacks you can do in a row. And then the third cane. I don't think we'll be using this one at all, I'll be honest with you guys. Alright, there you go, that's his charge attack is just one big whip. It doesn't even like make that little sound like it's fully charged. That's as best as you can do with it. And then we have the Beast Cutter. We've seen a lot of the Beast Cutter already, guys. There's the Litwigs. There's the Rider Pelage, and I don't even know if I showed you guys this properly. Right, it's a rapier. Just charged on 1. Backstep or no, step no. Backstep into light attack. Backstep into heavy. And then here's this transform mode. Basically the sword goes in a little bit. You can see the pistols right there. Right, so R1's turned into this. Backstep R1 turns into that. Now, most importantly, is R2 turns into this. Pistol move. Right, and you can even like successfully like do a non-transformed to transformed pistol. It lets you carry 2 pistols, so I could easily go like right, that's more of a blood tinge kind of thing though, slash PvP. But that is the Rider Pelage. It's not a bad weapon. The damage is a little lacking, I'll be honest with you guys, as well as the Rifle Spear. I'm not sure how many thrust gems you would need to make it really amazing. Alright, but here's this counterpart, the Rifle Spear. Alright, here's this Charger 2, which is actually not bad at all. But you gotta really know when to use it and when to like lead enemies into it. kind of thing. Right, and the main advantage for PvP would be like you would bait people with the poke, and you want to do a transformation attack, right? So you would like purposefully like whiff this poke, and then transition to transform attack, and then hopefully they'll be in the middle of their own attack and they'll get staggered, and you can visceral them. And if you're like a skill build, you will just rip them to shreds with that. Right, so that's his main strength. You could even do like transformed R1 into transformation, and really mess up somebody. So you know, I do like it for PvP a lot. I like a lot of the weapons, but I did like this like when I first got the game. I got the rifle spear like the first thing. I tried so hard to make it good. I just needed some more time with it, you know. But in terms of actually like PvE damage, it's not the greatest. So let me know if you guys are interested in any of these things so far. This is the stage driver, by the way. Right, if anything, we'll more than likely just do the little big solar blade. Right, so this is a stake driver. Here's it is, and it's here it is in its non-transforming, just like does some swipes. And then here's this heavy attack. That's jumping heavy, I'm sorry. Right, that's his heavy attack. Its main strength comes from his transformed heavy, which is extremely hard to pull off, I'll be honest with you. If you oil up the enemy and then you let him have it with this, if you're built to take advantage of this attack, I think you could do that most damaging attack, like you pop a Beast Blood Pilot, you be beasted out, oil learn, parry, to charge R2, I think that's like the highest damage you can get. Making it work though, I don't know about all that, that's a lot of damage. So. I have the Boom Hammer, which is a hammer. Right. Charge R2. Its main strength comes from transforming it, which just lights it up, and then you get a free fire hit. You could have to transform it every time though, right? This is his charge R2 when it's transformed. Its best combo really will come from like when you keep switching between transformation attacks, right? So you'll do like a light normal attack, but then you do a transformation attack, so you do like light, normal, transformation, right? So you'll have to have some good stamina for it too. You can even start off with it transformed and do like that attack, right? And you'll keep the fire damage going as long as you keep transforming it. And then of course if you really get this move out, big damage. Then we have the Whirly Gig, which is probably, like I said, one of the best weapons in the game. You've seen this a lot, guys. You've seen a lot of Bloodborne. You just turn the pizza cutter on. Extremely powerful weapon. Extremely powerful. That does 3 hits and it pancakes usually, or knocks them across the screen. Right. Your backstep into your R1. The busso's always spinning. It's always doing damage. Extremely powerful weapon. I think that's all the weapons we have. Oh, that's a nitrous. This weapon is an acquired taste. It's a mace. The only thing, the major problem with this weapon is that its durability is extremely low. It's only 100, right? You see this is 230. It looks like a lot of the powder keg weapons have low durability. The stake driver has 200 though. Right, but this is only 100, and whenever you transform it and you hit enemies with it, you will lose some durability. I think actually just transforming it. Okay, no, it's fine. But it does blunt damage. I think it does a little bit of bulk. But when you transform it, it does a lot more bulk damage. The range isn't great. This is it transformed, by the way. Just that big old static, the cattle prod. You can see now it's gone. So that's the Thanatrus. Does good against Kim, if you're built for it. And that is the gist of all these weapons, guys. Let me know if you guys want to see anything in particular. I'll leave it like this for now so you can look at most of the weapons. And I'm going to get something to drink, guys. I'll be right back. Give me just like a few minutes. Alright guys, I am back. I have my water. Give me a second, actually, let me just have another sip. I think we'll just go with the Ludwig's, guys, since we're not getting many responses. It is a solid choice, it's a safe choice. So we'll grab the Ludwig's right now. And we'll start investing more gems into it. So we'll do Ludwig's and we'll do Beast Cutter and Ludwig's, right? And I think that's a solid choice for us. And we'll just start doing the blood gem stuff, so... Just making sure nothing else got anything invested into it. I think that's just fire stuff. Okay, so... I mean, we could also go Hunter's Axe, right? But I think Ludwig's is pretty decent. Just taking a look. Okay. Ludwig's it is, guys. I see we don't have that many gems. Or am I missing something here? What we're going to do is we're going to grab all these gems first. And then, fortify. Oh, we can't even fortify yet. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So what we'll do is, we'll do blood gem fortification. It looks like we're going to have to start moving forward with the gameplay, right? So, we're going to do mostly physical. So we're looking for the highest physical we could possibly get. I think that one is at 13.5%. Yeah. So we'll do 13.5 and then I saw like a 12. And then we don't have much in terms of this over here, so we'll just drop that in there for now. And then for the beast cutter, you know, still gonna need some stuff in there, so we'll add still physical stuff, so we'll do physical 7.3, we'll do physical 6.3, and then we have something here, physical. And that'll have to do for now. And then we'll probably do some like cleanup stuff. You know, like gem wise, we'll do some like cleanup stuff off stream. And we'll get rid of like the gems that we're not really gonna use. And let's take a look at our attack now. It's okay. It's okay. It could be better, but it could be worse at the same time, right? And
welcome.
I think we'll continue on with our playthrough.
Farewell, good.
And we'll leave it for Beast War for now. And then okay, so we can continue the game as usual. I think we are up to Bergenworth, right? So we're gonna need some bloodstone chunks. So hopefully we start getting them soon. Before we move too far ahead, I do want to take a little look around. Okay, guys, actually we have a choice. We could go to the Nightmare Frontier and start grabbing some runes, because I think there's like some good like clockwise metamorphosis runes in there. I do think that is the better choice, actually. Before we move too far ahead. There might even be some bloodstone chunks in there for us to grab. Okay, guys. So let's talk for a minute. Say you found yourself in the lecture hall, right? If you ignore all this stuff, which you shouldn't do, right? But say you just go straight down this hallway to this door. Alright, so say you come to this door. I'm sorry guys, I had to answer that text. You'll find yourself. I do believe this is called the Nightmare Frontier. I could be wrong on that, but we'll find out soon enough. Okay, so you'll find yourself in the Nightmare Frontier. Alright, so say you find yourself in here. This will probably be more than likely the first time you ever come across like invasions, because this is like a whole big hotbed for invasions. Mostly people will come up here, you'll get invaded. Almost immediately, we're not going to get invaded. Keep that in mind if you do venture out here. Invasions are highly likely. But you will need to come through here to get some stuff, so... keep that in mind. We'll explore here. There's some rooms we could get to boost our HP, so we're going to be on the lookout for those. Those silver beasts are walking around, by the way. They're weak to fire, in case you have problems. Keep that in mind, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. I do have to take this. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, so. Grab your stuff, grab your stuff. Looks like they're dropping a lot of fire blood gemstones, which is pretty good. If you're running arcane, I guess this is where you will want to start grabbing them. And I feel like I'm just getting lucky because I usually never see these gems drop from them. These are called Loran Solar Beast, I believe. They can do lightning bursts, so be careful with that. And when you get here, guys, you will see something odd. Let me get a little bit closer to see what happens. So there you go, there's someone in the distance. You started moving forward. Right, he sees us moving, he's moving towards us. Try not to fight on this bridge directly, but we're just going to lead him a little bit. Ah, he's going back. Okay, so he does have a limit. He's running back. Keep in mind he will have a helper. And the other enemies real bad. I thought he had a limit, but I guess not. Oh, he might have, and he might have just got aggro too far. Because usually they do back around here. Keep in mind he has that whip there. And you can go whip for whip. Use a little skill. Unfortunately for him, I think I had a little bit more armor than normal. They don't drop anything of importance, by the way. One, Blood Elixir does make you heavy, and I think it gives you a little bit of armor. And this place could get a little bit confusing, so we're just going to try to grab our stuff, and then, you know, we'll, like, take our time in a different playthrough. Not that we're going to exactly rush, right, but... There's some stuff here. Okay, materials and whatnot. Take a good look around your surroundings. You see there's like a creatures in the water. The water doesn't look like it's clean, right? So keep that in mind. There's some creatures posted up on top of the hill. Right, I know when I first started I just had tunnel vision, so I just like ran. I didn't really like pan my camera around and stuff like that, but take a look around. Sometimes you'll see things that you should have noticed the first time around. Right, like I could hear a sound down there. That was extremely unlucky on my part. They're dropping a lot of these waning. I think these are waning gems. The shape of it's called waning. Physical attack up. Okay. Some fires. Not bad. And here, guys, you know, it does look oddly suspicious to just have something like that there, so keep that in mind. Stay on your toes. Are you serious? You guys, keep your surroundings in mind. Thought I saw something over here earlier. There we go. Even that debris I think could hit you still, so be careful with that. Do your best you can to manipulate his movements. He'll hit you extremely hard still. So be careful. You see, no matter what you do, sometimes you're going to get hit anyway, so keep that in mind as well. Unless you're just like straight running and avoiding every single bit of damage. Crap. I just made everything a little bit slower, so... sorry guys, give me a second. There we go, okay. So, like I said, just keep your surroundings. There's the beast up over there. It was probably throwing the rocks at me. Oh, now he stopped. Thankfully, I think we're done with this part. Thankfully. Okay. Alright. We are running a little bit low on HP. Like blood vials and what have you. Make sure you hit this right here. You can easily make it to this wandering madness. And you just want this because it's a shortcut, right? That's the beginning where we started at, basically. So we can just walk over to this side and take the shortcut up. And you want it just in case, because you can come across to here. And there's like a couple of, I mean, there's at least one rune that you might want to grab, right? So don't go up there just yet. I know we saw there was something up there, right? Don't go up there just yet. Alright, take your time. Take your time. Checking he's okay. He's not. Right. And now that he's out the way, just make sure you come back here. And that I do think this is a rune here. Clockwise metamorphosis. Let's take a look at that very quickly. Boom. Boost max HP plus 10. Very good rune. You really want to get this. Boost max HP plus 10. Let's take a look at it. Secret symbol left by Carol. Rosemary from Bergenworth. A twisted cross means metamorphosis. Rotate it clockwise. This rune boost HP. And then, you know, the basic shtick. We're not going to read it every time. But extremely good rune. Extremely good. It's good for PvE and PvP, guys. Anything that boosts your HP is pretty good. You're technically going to want 2 of these runes a lot of the times. Unless you're really doing a very customized build. This is a very good general overall rune. Do keep in mind that you'll have to go back to the Hunter's Dream to put it on. So don't forget to put it on once you get it, guys. And runes do act like rings. If you notice, I guess we can look at this very briefly. You can see the Carol rune right there. It's at the very top, like above the Carol rune name. You see there's 4 slots, so it acts like 4 rings basically, and each rune does a different effect. And you can see right beneath it, like when I scroll down, we have boost max HP, boost max stamina, boost physical damage reduction, and then boost HP during co-op. So you can mix and match and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you grab it. And then there is something up over here now. The question is, do I want to do it? Do I feel like dying right now? Is that what I want to happen to us, guys? Because we more than likely will die if I go over there. I should grab these Western shards. I don't know about that. I guess, where was it? Where was it at? Did we miss it? Ah, we just saw it down here. So this looks familiar, doesn't it, guys? Right, there's some shiny, glowing stones leading us to what looks like loot. Alright, doesn't this remind you of like other games? Like maybe a Demon's game, maybe a Dark Souls game? Right? Doesn't it seem awfully familiar? If we do this, I more than likely will die, I'll be honest with you guys. So, do you guys want to see patches very quickly or no? Because that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna come across patches. No? Anybody? You guys want to see them? Well, I'll take a sip of water, right? And I usually avoid this part. I think we'll need a lot of antidotes if we're gonna go down there, because he's basically gonna do his patches thing, right? You know what? For the sake of the playthrough, we'll go down there. We'll take a look, and we'll even take a look at the The note he left this way to witness a miracle. Who left that there? We are playing offline, right? So NPC must have left it there. What is all this? Here we are, we're in a bunch of bullshit now. We're afflicted by slow poisoning. And we're in a bad way. There is some stuff in here. If you want to slog, you might as well just do like suicide runs when you go do this stuff. I think I actually went the wrong way, which is like the wrong way. I technically did it the right way, which is the wrong way, but we made it out of there. He kicked us down there. Like the bum that he is. And we should actually make sure we got all the stuff that we can get from there. So let's just quickly go back into the poison. And we're gonna try to make our way out. Oh crap. Okay. So that was the patches event. Alright, okay. So we came down here, then we went through here. And then there were like enemies throwing rocks at us. Okay. We're just backtracking, guys, because I think there's another room that I want to grab. I'm sure you guys can hear all that stuff sloshing around. That is just those, I forget what they're called, but they're like swimming in the water now. Those poisony poison monsters. Like I said, I do apologize if you guys hear all that sound. And I think you can even come back now. I don't think that thing plays a second time. So you can see the item. It was just a flower called bud. Did I say that right? Cold blood, cold blood flower bud. That's what I said. Cold blood flower bud. Bud. That's what I said. Anyway, guys. I do think there's something else over here, so let's just make sure there's something juicy around. Some fancy cold blood, okay. Alright, I had to be sure, guys. I had to be sure. I do believe there is something else of importance nearby. We'll do our best to try to grab everything we can. I do believe it is actually dangerous, but you have to forgive me, guys, right? My I do believe it is. No? Not over here, right, exactly. What is down there getting poisoned? One of the giants went down here. Or one of the, oh, I didn't even notice that at all. Well, I guess we're just gonna burn a bunch of stuff. That's when the beast thing killed himself. Whatever it was, he died. He fell down here. And we're just looking for a little something. I could be wrong about what exactly it is. This might be it over here, actually. Fancy Panda. I'm just trying to get my health back a little bit. Okay. I guess I was wrong about whatever I was looking for. There's something down here, though. For sure. I'm gonna have to come back. I really found it. Unfortunately for like us, I don't have a capture device, so I can run back here later and like insert into the video, but I don't have that. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I hit the button on accident. You can take a look around. Here, deep sea. There's a pitter patter. I'm mostly happy with what we got right now, so let's push forward. We're running very low on resources right now. So we're going to have to focus on just getting out of here. Unfortunately. Oh crap. Did you guys see that? Do you know what that is, gentlemen? That is the frenzy machine right there. That's the misery machine. Once we have line of sight with it, maybe we'll start taking some punishment. Just in case we need it. Let's go ahead and bomb rush it. No! No! Oh god. Oh god. No! It was bound to happen. At some point that was going to happen. We're going to get grabbed and frenzied. Our brainer's gonna get sickled. On the bright side, it's a very straightforward way back. Also, those two hunters are gone, like they won't come back ever. And also, all the side stuff we did to, you know, like for runes and stuff like that, it's not really gonna affect us. So we can get back there fairly quickly. I can see all those big, all the Wandering Madnesses are going as well. It's a one-time deal, folks. Oh, is that? Okay. Interesting. And there you are. You're at the back where you're at. We were at for the most part. For the most part, guys, right? It was like the poison, like even though all this like poison reduction stuff we have on like the gear, still get poisoned fairly quickly. Those enemies are back to throw the rocks at you. So just, I know it's rough, but try to make it conserve your stamina a little bit. Keep going. If you don't have to, don't stop to heal the place. It's to your detriment. Right, and then there you are, you're back. That's where you should have been. Pop one of these. Pop one of these. And then this pistol, I'm not really used to it, but we're gonna have to try to parry her. Our only hope really is to parry that Winter Lantern. It's called Winter Lantern, by the way, guys. Our only hope is to actually parry it and get a nice visceral off before we take too much damage. Oh, she has all our souls too. And I wish we could take a closer look at it, but I know it looks like a walking brain, and I do believe it's supposed to resemble a brain, but it's actually a bunch of messengers balled up in like the shape of a brain. So we'll try our best to... Oh my god, I was two-handed. I just realized I was two-handed. Crap, that was all my fault, guys. I could have swore that was my fault. I got too anxious. We'll do that one more time. I should have been ready with my pistol. Epic, epic fail. Let's go ahead and just get her gun out as a precaution. Alright, and then we'll... we didn't get our souls back, unfortunately. Truth be told, we did only come here to get those clockwise runes, but we might as well just try to finish this area up at the very least. A lot of fire gemstones, okay. That's cool. The one big issue with doing this right now is that we are running low on antidotes, but if worst comes to worst, you'll have to like farm some blood echoes, and I think you could buy them in the Hunter's Dream. Worst case scenario. Crap. Crap. Wait, worst case scenario, you can go back and buy them. And you know, you're not stuck here forever, so if you can't beat it right now, just take your time, get some nourish food, whatever. And once you feel confident, you know, come back in here with your antidotes and other stuff. Get some sedatives too, so that you can stop the frenzy as well. I know frenzy's a bitch, but it's something that you have to deal with. So just deal with it. And we'll try to conserve our HP for now. We'll just wait for this to go down. Our antidotes. And I think what we'll do actually is we'll have the auger on. In case we panic. Either way, if we get hit, we're probably going to die in one hit. More than likely. As you guys can see, because the frenzy dusts us off. You can, like, min-max your gear, but I'm not sure how well that's going to do for us. Right? You can get your frenzy resist gear on. Which, oddly enough, it looks like this Graveguard stuff has it. We'll just pop it on. And it does all add up in the end, so just be cautious. I highly advise that you parry her or just do like as big as attack you can and just kill her outright and then deal with the frenzy after. Whether it be through like a sedative or like start healing immediately after you take your frenzy damage. Usually you won't die right away, but try to keep your health as high as possible before the frenzy burst hits. We're just going to let this Winter Lantern get as close as it can before we try to rush it down. Right here. There you go, guys. Unfortunately, we didn't have that many blood echoes on this after our death, right? So we weren't looking at too much as a return. There's a Bloodstone chunk, finally. We need him. We need that sweet damage. Luckily for us, that's the only... Well, unless you like go really exploring, so you drop down here. There's probably like another few Winter Lanterns here, but if you keep to the regular path and don't venture out, you won't have to deal with too many other Winter Lanterns. Possibly no more at all. If you hear that singing, that means they're nearby, so you hear like something going la la la. Right, that's the Winter Lantern. They are down there somewhere, thankfully, so... Just make your way down here still, right? And we just get to try to open the shortcut up, and then we'll face the boss here. A little odd, but I'll take it. And here's the shortcut. Thankfully we made it there. I'm just gonna activate it and hop down. That is death down there, guys, so don't go down there. And for the sake of this playthrough, we won't go venturing down into the poison too much. There is some extra little goodies down there. Nothing too important for me in particular. There is... That thing is gonna get away. Yep, there it goes. We'll have to come get it next time. You know, there's a lot of poison on there. There's a couple of Winter Lanterns, so beware if you're going down there to pick up items. Basically, just try to do death runs, I guess. And I think we'll switch this actually, because I don't really... what we'll do is we'll put... the lantern here. And then we'll put... Crap. And I prefer to have like an item here, but we'll do bulk paper. And then, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna fight the boss. I think we'll be okay. It's been a while since I fought this boss in particular. But we should be fine. There it is. That is amygdala. They call it amygdala because I know it's fancy. That is amygdala. I do believe he's weak to power. I will let him do his stuff. His weak point is his head. If you're running blood tank, you can really just shoot. You can just start shooting him right now. He'll be... Yeah, at least stagger him. Kind of like that. Crap. Thought I had him there. You can attack his feet too, though. Might even be the better option to just go in there. Oops. That was a purpose. Keep in mind he will do that jump every so often. But that is good for baiting him out, as you can see. Like, even if you want, like I said, you could just make him... And if your timing is right, he doesn't take too much damage. He's weak to lightning guys, by the way. Like I said, if you're a blood tinge build or like arcane, you could just use executioner's gloves and just really just target the target that weak point, attack the weak point for massive damage. Just go all in. We got a trophy for killing him, and that is basically the whole run for this part, right? There's like I said, there's some extra goodies down there in the poison. You could, I advise you to just do some death runs and find out what's down there exactly. This is something you don't really have to even go into, I believe. Like, you could do your whole thing and never go in there, like your whole playthrough. And we did get a trophy for killing Amygdala, by the way. There you go, guys. Pretty simple. It helps that we know like what he's weak to and stuff like that, right? If you're using like a rifle spear or anything like that, you are gonna have a hard time. I hope you have a backup weapon, and I hope that you are maybe using a decent pistol and really take advantage of, like I said, using a high-powered pistol or something like that and just shooting him in the head. And he will eventually double over.
Welcome. Very well.
Don't even have enough for a level. Okay, that's fine.
Farewell.
Luckily for us, we did get some bloodstone chunks, right? So I think we'll keep going all in on the on Ludwig's Holy Blade. You can get it to a nice solid +7. And now we can put our runes in. So we'll take these runes off real quick. And we'll have max HP. This is the second best one we have, so we have no choice. And then we'll just do something for maybe the defense, right? We'll just do increased defense. And there goes our HP. You see, I know it doesn't look like much, but it's quite a lot. That's a pretty significant boost. Alright. Let's just make more mistakes. Right, what's HP anyway? HP is the amount of mistakes you can make before you have to restart the level. And actually we can gain a couple levels if we pop some of these blood echoes, which I think we'll do. There we go. Let's get that level up.
Welcome. What? Very well.
Yes.
Farewell.
Nice. Cool. Cool, so we could take a look at our stats so far. Let's take a nice look at them. We have 34 Vite, Stream of Scar at 25, Blood Tinge is 21. What we're going to do is we're going to get our Vites at 35, and then possibly we'll get our Blood Tinge up there a little bit to about 25. And then Arcane at 25, and we'll have everything rounded out. And then we'll get our Vite to 40 after that. And hopefully we'll have like I think we have most of the weapons. Right, we're missing, you know, we are missing a few. We're missing like, you know, the Rakuyo and the Shikage, stuff like that. But those things will come in time. What I want to do real quick is check on the Grand Cathedral. The fact that we could teleport there means that we're fine. So what I do think I want to do, guys, is I want to go to Canehurst and wrap up Canehurst real quick. We can finish that up. We can fight the boss in there, right? We can also finish up Alfred's quest line. So I think we'll do that, right? We're gonna start doing some cleanup stuff. And if we're gonna go to Canehurst, I guess we can be dressed for the occasion. Right, we'll put the night stuff on. Actually, we'll dress even more for the occasion. We'll put on the Executioner's garb. I did get it, didn't I? There it goes. And then for the headpiece, we don't really have a headpiece, so we'll just do we'll do that. That's kind of executionary, don't you guys think? Black Hood. You know, Fashion Souls is a thing, and I wish Dark Souls and Bloodborne would lean more into it. And they did it a little bit with Elden Ring by letting you tailor your attire a little bit, like add and like take off the capes and the capelets and stuff like that. I think they need to go a step further and let you start dyeing your costumes and stuff like that. You know, it might not make sense lore-wise, but it is for fun, and I know that they know that Fashion Souls is a big thing. A lot of people have their outfit on just because it looks cool, you know. They don't have it on for the stats that it gives you. Only sweaty tryhards like me, when I go to PvP, try that, right? Most people have a theme, or they just go for the bulkiest thing, or the thing with most defense. They're not necessarily what you call it. The lore part really, I get it for the lore purposes or whatever, but for fun and gameplay wise, I would really appreciate when they finally add like dyeing your clothing in the game. And like I said, guys, we will go finish. Let's wrap up Canehurst. We've been at it for a couple hours, huh? Let's see what time it is actually. Hmm. We're making pretty good time, I think. So we did a lot of Canehurst, right? So we're just gonna take the shortcut, and we will get to the boss. We'll finish the boss up. Because I do believe we stopped here to grab like some of the costume pieces of some of the weapons. So we'll just wrap this up. Uh, Not much here, guys. Aside from the Evelyn and all that stuff, and the Night's Guard. Never mind, all this is here for a reason, is to trip you up and make you slow so that you can get shot with this dart. And once you get hit with that dart, you get some problems, right? You basically get the guts mark on your neck, right? The mark from Berserk, the sacrifice. And everybody will be trying to freaking kill you. So what we're doing right now is I'm just looking for that guy that shoots the bow darts, just because he's annoying. And we will one-shot him. We'll switch over actually to... We'll just power through. I'm pretty sure I'm being followed still. No? Okay. I know you guys hear that crying. And they're doing... He is punishing me. Be easy, sir. I knew I was going to lose him. Okay. So now I can deal with this problem. Well, we could deal with it. We could deal with it, guys. We got it. It's okay. It's okay. This is fine. Saved their ass right there. But that is part of the importance of having two weapons, right? Let one weapon cover up for your other weapon's weakness. We're just looking around, seeing if there's any items we might have missed. It looks like we're clear. Hello. There's the shortcut right there. We're not quite there yet, so let's grab our items. Let's Bloodstone chunks. You can see, even though we dropped that chunk in the Ludwig's, we're a little bit better off with this item right now, the Beast Cutter. Just for that little part of the game, right? How? How? That was a zero frame gravity. And we already walked in there. We got the night stuff, I believe. Look up there, guys. What do you see? Be very careful, don't fall off the edge. You can do it quite easily, and that is daft. I know it doesn't look like it, but you know, that is not part of the stage, not really. So it is all daft down there. Make sure you hit that lever because the ladder's right there. Right, once you hit the lever, the ladder's to the right. And we're almost done with Canehurst now. I do want to go around and grab the items though, because I think we need some of these chunks. And Canehurst is another place that you like never have to go to, but you really shouldn't skip it. This game is already pretty short. But you can easily go through your whole playthrough and never see Canehurst. I advise you to just try it. Or go here, get the items right. Get your upgrade materials. Right, that's some good chunks right there. You're gonna need those. I mean, if you want to level your weapon up, it's up to you guys. But you probably should. It looks like we have explored this. We're just kind of combing it over. Okay, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied so far. And the last part of the Knight's Attire is up here. It's being guarded by this this beast. Like I said, I know they don't look like the Lebanese, but I think that's because they're like kind of different. You know, that's because these guys are Firebloods. So, you know, they're a little bit removed from the Yarna mode. They're a little bit closer to the Pthumerian, because I do believe the Yarnamites also descended from Pthumerians, and I think they just spent more time outside. And I would even go as far as to theorize that these Virebloods have done a lot of inbreeding, because they don't seem like they leave their town too much at all, right? And there's not that many Virebloods. I mean, there's a whole bunch of these monsters, right? But I think they're closer to Pthumerian blood, like, you know, they're a lot more closely related. And like any other kingdom, I think they've done a lot of inbreeding. And I think that's what's kept them all so like genetically close to being Pthumerians though, because they, you know, they're very tall and pale and slender. They're almost as tall as Pthumerians. Almost. As regular ones at least. Not those giant ones we see, but pretty close. Now we can take a look at the knight's wig though. Let's take a look at it. It is literally just a ponytail. Dormant prized by the Knights of Canehurst resembles a ponytail of silver hair. The Canehurst way is a mix of nostalgia and bombast. They take great pride even in the bloodstained corpses of beasts they leave behind, confident that they will stand as examples of decadent art. And here's the ponytail. If you have someone with like white hair, it matches really well. It actually looks pretty good with someone with white hair. Unfortunately, we didn't plan that far ahead. You kind of gotta make your like appearance around that sometimes. So we'll go with what are we wearing? Okay, we'll go with I'm feeling it. Why don't we do no, we'll just do this again. But like I said, if you really want a ponytail, and you know you don't want the like armor covering your head, it is a pretty good option. Mind you guys, it does have stats on it, so it only does so much. But if you don't really care about that and you just care about appearance, you know, it's not bad with their frenzy resist beast and stuff like that. It's okay. And then as far as there's no NPCs here, so we're just gonna have to do it. Right, we're just gonna have to do the thing. Are you guys ready? I'm not ready yet. Let's get prepared mentally. Let's hydrate. And let's get ready, guys. Alright, let's go. And there's my Salgarius. He is pretty powerful. You can see he throws a bunch of bullshit. He also has what looks like the demon that works on his hand. He has a lot of magic attacks that he's tracking. Let's be careful with that. I don't even know if I'm strong enough to actually do too much damage. So I'm just gonna try. You can fall off this roof, and you can't make him fall off the roof, so be ready for that as well. We're experimenting this a lot because I'm trying to get him to like hit me so that I can get him, but it seems like he's not gonna do it. And he launches those skulls out, they blow up. You can see that burst is pretty powerful. Sometimes he does decide to just go in, so... Oh, crap. And then he might just go into the second phase here. I'm gonna try to make him... Okay. He's gonna drop his sword in, and while that sword is there, he's gonna keep raining swords down. You have to destroy that sword. That's what I'm doing. He's trying to rush me, but he's blocked by his own sword. That's right. Bunch. And I'm not kidding, they will just keep raining down here, so we're gonna have to commit. For sure. He will eventually drop another one back down. Just be wary, he will eventually do it. So if you could kill it quickly, once it makes it to the screen. Just above all, don't panic. I know I'm whiffing a lot, but it's because I have to anticipate his attack with this Augur varieties, right? So as you can get a lot of whiffing though. Now we can finish him off. Oh, he's already got that. And we got the trophy for Martyr Logarius. That might be that little blue box you see. And make sure when he dies, he does leave a lantern here, but more importantly, he leaves this item on the ground. Make sure you grab it, because they're not going to tell you what to do here, so make sure you grab it, and then from where he spawned at, right, he was over here. Put the crown on. Crown of Illusions, let's just take a look at it. One of the precious secrets of Cainhurst. The old king's crown is said to reveal illusions and expose a mirage that hides a secret. And so Logarius donned the crown of his own volition, determined to prevent a single soul from stumbling upon the vile secret. What visions did he see sitting serenely upon his new throne? Right, so you gotta remember his throne was around here. This is where he started walking towards us. There's like all stuff from the throne. You have to have it on, guys, so make sure you put it on. You know, they're not going to tell you about this at all, so... Here you go, guys. Here's a whole other parts of the castle. Take a little look around. There's nothing off to the side, so don't worry too much about it.
I claim no subjects, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, or get thee gone.
So, real quick, guys, if I were you, I would make a little detour here off to the right. Grab this. You don't got to do this exactly. I'm doing it right. I do believe there's nothing to the left, but we'll just take a quick look around. And we'll take a look at the key item we got, which is an open summons, right? An old sealed summons. Like the first of its kind, it is an invitation to Cainhurst, but for whom it is not known, as it lacks an addressee. So, as you guys know, Alfred is looking for this place, so we'll give him that. Maybe not right now, but here you go, we'll come up to her, and she wants us to kneel to her. And you can see there's like some implications here, right? Like, where the king is at, there's like a big spot of blood. I mean, even she has like some blood beneath her feet, but it's more on the king's side.
Visitor, moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Cainhurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods, and sworn enemy of the Church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of?
And here's how you could join the Vile Bloods. You swear oath to them.
Well, well. An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight, and take oath against the Church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood.
Let me swear the vile blood oath.
Drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption burn.
And you know, like they're
Now, thou art too
for cinema's sake, they didn't really show it, but she put her wrist out, so it's supposed to be like we were like drinking from her wrist,
the very last
basically.
on this earth.
Maybe we bet our wrist. She doesn't give us a vial or anything like that. And there we have the corruption rune and the Canehurst badge. We have the respect emote. And you get blood dregs by doing PvP, guys. So this is a PvP. This is like an invasion rune.
We await for the honor of Kate.
Right, so let's take a look at the rune. It is an oath rune, guys. Corruption rune, symbol of defiled blood oath. Several runes contain a nuance of blood, including the rune of corruption, associated with the oath of the corrupt. Pledgers of this oath are Caners, vile bloods, hunters of blood who find drakes for their queen in cold blood, particularly in that of hunters. Yet the corrupt are heretics in the eyes of the church and thus subject to the wrath of the executioners. So, you know, like the hint is like we're trying to find blood, but we find it in other hunters, right? So PvP, get the blood from them, right? From the people you PvP with or invade. And you'll get a blood drag and you can bring it back to her. And then we got the badge, but it's just a badge. The Vibra's hunters of blood, hunters praisers for the blood dregs. So, you know, basic stuff.
Arrant fool. Vile blood or no, forget not. We are thy queen. Bend the knee.
So she's doing that because we walked up right up to her and started talking instead of kneeling.
More talk to be had. We await.
I think all you need to do is give her one blood drink and you pretty much finish with this questline in particular.
Vile blood or kneel. 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 Kneel.
So she'll just keep doing that. We have to kneel to talk to her.
Kneel.
I like the way she says that.
Kneel.
And I don't think you could clip through this mask to see her face. Not at all, but we'll try. I think they put like a really painful mask on her. It's one of those kind of things, right? Like a man in the iron mask style. Yeah, I don't know if it's possible to clip to see her face at all. But as you can see, like let's take a look at her. Yes, we got the monocular. Cool. You can see her skin is very, very pale. Like it's white, right? She has white skin. Like actually white skin. And she has silver hair and you know, she looks almost like she could just be a Thumerian straight up. Right, like she just walked out straight out the Chalice dungeon. She's probably very pretty under there. I'm not sure. I don't know what she looks like. But, so you could do one of two things now. You could go in PvP and get one match, because I think you only need one blood drink to give her. And then that's probably it. Or you can also go to Alfred and give him the Canehurst summons and then come back here. Seeing as how we're not going to do any PvP, and I don't think we're getting any blood drakes soon, we will wrap up Alfred's part of the quest line. So let's take this off. Let's put on the black, no, not the black coat. We'll put that on. Right, why not? And then we'll go to Alfred, we'll go talk to him. And then I think we'll wrap up the stream for now, guys. We've been streaming for like 2.5 hours almost, so I think we'll wrap it up. Can we gain a level?
Welcome. Very well.
I don't think so, not yet. Now we're off by a little bit.
Farewell.
I would like to actually use our points, right? So let's see if we can pop a couple of these cold bloods. Perfect.
Welcome. Very well.
And we'll get vitality. And now we can work on maybe some blood tinge, but we'll see.
Farewell. Good.
And I don't think we found any no, we haven't found anything great, so we don't need to worry about it too much. But we will talk to Alfred now. Let's do that. You guys remember where he's at? I'll tell you where he's at. You can either go to the Cathedral Ward and run up to him, or you can go... I think the best bet is just to go to Cathedral Ward. You know, if you're at this point in the game, it should be nighttime already, so a lot of the giants are sleeping. All the giants are sleeping, as a matter of fact, so you make a beeline to him. He's in the path leading to Forbidden Woods, right? So, he's in that big roundabout. You'll see it in just a second, in case you forgot. So this is odd.
There you are. You're early, dear. Is anything the matter? You can always tell me. Mother will make everything better.
So she lost her mind.
What's wrong? Anything you'd like to tell me?
And you can tell her about your woes, or...
You poor thing. But don't you worry. This'll help you forget. Forget your troubles. Forget your cares.
She gives us the sedative.
Oh, then you in your time.
And you can tell her, you know, you have your share of woes.
This'll help you.
Or she'll give you sedatives.
This'll help.
And you can exhaust your dialogue if you want, right? And she ran out of him, so we are progressing her storyline a little bit. She's gonna go out and find some, which is not a great idea, but you can see she's off her rocker now. Or she's lost it. We have 46 insight, by the way, so now we can see stuff that has been here all along. And that is another amygdala. Funny enough, in you know, when they were first making Bloodborne, there was just one amygdala, and it was the final boss of the game, and then they repurposed him, I believe. And you can't hurt this one at all. Like, even if you do jumping attacks and manage to tag it, you won't really hurt it. So don't worry about it too much. And there it goes. That was the thing that was like passing, you know, like trying to grab you the whole time over there. It's also the one that grabbed you and put you to the Old Hunters DLC. is. There's this proboscis. This probosci. Right. I think it has like 6 fingers on each hand. Maybe more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has like 6 fingers. I think each hand might have a little bit more though. No, I think it has like 6 fingers. It doesn't do anything, it's just something that's been here the whole time. And now that we have a lot of insight, we can actually see it. And some things are a little different when you have high insight. For example, these hunters here. I don't think this one in particular, but the ones with the lanterns, like that one coming up to us. We'll wait for him to come back quickly. You can see his lantern is actually covered in eyes, and that's what let him do these kind of attacks to us, right there. You can see he's activating it. Right, so this kind of stuff happens when either you get to a certain part in the game or you have really high insight. I forget what the magic number is, but as you can see, our insight is actually 6 right now. I'm just going to go ahead just in case because I don't want to like creeping up behind this. Yeah, so that's where our safety.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what...
And you can give him the unopened summons.
Aha! Is that the sigil of Canehurst? I've heard tell of Canehurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude.
And we have the Wheel Hunter badge. Church-bound mail.
Ah, I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets. It has been an honor, but I must say goodbye. Let us cleanse these tarnished streets, and may the good blood guide your way.
So he's going right over to Canehurst. He's going straight there, so let's go back to Canehurst and see what's going on. He's running there, guys. He's running. He ain't playing. So we did get a couple badges, right? We'll see what's available for the shop before we fly over to Canehurst. Fly. Before we travel to Canehurst. There's a couple of things we should do, right? So we'll see. We'll like wrap up a few things and then we'll wrap the stream up. So first of all, let's see what's available in the shop. We have the Canehurst badge and we have the Wheel Hunter's badge, right? So here's Ligarius' wheel. That is Alfred's weapon. Weapon wielded by Martyr Ligarius. Ligarius' band of executioners, used to slaughter the Valbloods and Caners, bathed in pools of their blood and forever steeped in their ire. Transform to release the power of the wheel and manifest their lingering rage in a show of utter brilliance. And we have enough for it, so we'll get it. And then as far as... Okay, so there's no pistols, right? All we have is the wheel. And there is the Shikage, guys. That is for getting the Vow Hunter's badge. And we'll see if we can pop enough souls just to buy it. I don't think we can equip it. Actually, let's take a look at it again. 10, 14, 12. We have enough to equip it. So let's see if we can pop some blood echoes. That's not enough. Let's use the multiple. I don't think that's enough either. That's why you hang on to your blood echoes, guys, in case you need them. What was it, 15? Oh, well, we can't get it yet. I'll probably farm some blood echoes off stream and then we'll just pick it up and then I can show it off on the next playthrough. And, okay, so we'll do the Logarius Wheel. It's actually a pretty strong weapon. Its moveset isn't the greatest. You would be doing a lot of, like dashing. Not that. There you go, you're transforming, you do a lot of running attacks. That's about 3 hits right there. Right, so you would do like a lot of backstep. Right. No. So it's purely running. You would do a lot of dashing, light attacks. And I do believe this is like a Strength Arcane weapon. I think at least. It's been a while since I used this. Yeah, when you transform it, it's more arcane damage, but it's like flat arcane, so... here's this moveset, guys, this one. Untransform it, so... It's a wheel. And how do you think we use this wheel? Yeah, we bop it. We bop it, guys. So that's how it's been used. Right. A very unorthodox weapon. I mean, if they use it for just squishing people, they might as well just went in there with big old maces and hammers and stuff, right? But that's it. This is his R2 right here. Right, and then, you know, rolling, whatever, backstep. Nothing great. Transformed. His attack, you can see it's spinning a little bit when you hit him. The third attack does like 2 hits. I'm sorry, no stamina. But here's the charge attack. You can see it's like multi-hit. I think at least. Right. And now one of its biggest things that people like it for is that when you use its L2, what I'm doing is I'm sacrificing a little bit of HP to buff my attack up. You can see my HP is ticking down, right? See it's going and doing down. Now, I don't think you die from it, but you can get to 1 HP, right? So that is not the only... You're not going to see it, like on my character, but I do have an attack buff. And I could keep stacking it with itself, so I could pop it like so many times. And then if you wanted, you could just wait for your health to, like... You know, you could pop a blood vial, or you could wait for your health to stop dropping. And it's pretty strong. As a weapon itself, it doesn't make much sense, right? It's a big wheel. Usually when, you know, like in times like this or more medieval times when they put someone on the wheel, they just stretched them out like it was a torture rack and broke them apart. Right, and the wheel was like bigger than this, right? They would be strapped down. Like you wouldn't like say it's time for the wheel and pull out a big wheel and crush someone with it. As funny as that sounds, right? You wouldn't do that. But we will, let's wrap up a few things, right? Let's go back to Grantham Cathedral. We'll backtrack a little bit. And then we will go to Canehurst and we'll wrap up Alfred's storyline and then that'll be it. And then that'll be it, guys. And, we'll be streaming tomorrow, and then Friday I will not be here at all because I'll be traveling back home. And also I didn't mean to go to Grand Cathedral in itself. That was an accident. I don't know if I should spend the time teleporting back now. I just got mixed up with Cathedral Ward, right? So let's go back. Let's take this horrific wheel off. It is actually really strong if you're making a Strength Arcane build. You'll have to definitely get used to a moveset, and even for PvP, you'll be doing a lot of dashing light attacks. Just keep that in mind, guys. What do we have? The Beast Cutter. Sorry about that, guys. We're gonna have to go back to the Onion stream, and then we'll go to Cathedral Ward, and we'll backtrack a little bit because I want to check on Gascoigne's kid and check on their quest line, and then we'll go to Canehurst. So Cathedral Ward. That's where I want to go. I know it's taking a little bit, right? But unfortunately, we are on PS4. We gotta bear with it. We gotta fight through the pain. Okay. So let's backtrack ever so slightly. In retrospect, I should have teleported to Tomb of Odin. But we can bypass that by just dropping down. Alright, then bring you up. Drop it down. Just hitting our stamina back. Okay. Alright. Almost there. Well, almost there, guys. Almost there. Can use some extra blood vials. These are here to have extra blood vials, guys. Never those. Really? You're an asshole mode right now, so we don't have time for that though. Excuse me. Everybody's so touchy today. So we made it. We made it. I could have took it even quicker now that I think about it. This was an extremely long one, but I could have just went to Central Yarnum and then took the shortcut over here. No response. Okay. I came over here for no reason. But for future, we will just go to Central Yarnum and then we'll take the shortcut to this place right here. A lot of my old routes are burned into my mind and not what I actually should be doing to get there even faster. Right, like the quicker routes. Back to loading. Alright, so You want to go to Canehurst. But more importantly, you want to go to Vibla Queen's Chamber. That's where you want to go, guys.
Pink pulp. There, you filthy monstrosity. What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state. All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see.
I actually do believe there was some armor we could buy, because I know we could buy that headpiece. So, Ligarius came over here. He did it. Let's take a look. There's her helmet. Her head is possibly still in there. Right, but there's the soft stuff. Right, there's the strawberry jam. And he did say she was immortal. And it seems like she is, because even, like, this pulp is pulsating and moving. Right, it sucks to have immortality if you don't have invulnerability on top of that. Right, like if you have true immortality, let's say, right, and you just refuse to die, but you're not invulnerable, like someone could just rip your arm off, and then, you know, if it doesn't get reattached somehow, you're just gonna be walking around with no arm. Like at one point, you'll just be like a Futurama head on a ball. And then what happens when even that gets deteriorated and degraded, right? Will you just be a brain with some eyes? Right? You need some degree of invulnerability. If she had that, she'd be alright. Right? Maybe if she just respawned or something. Like we do when we die.
You, is it? Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done it. Well, isn't it wonderful? Now Master can be canonized as a true martyr. I've done it. I have.
There's the Rory emote. That's how you get the Rory emote, guys.
I've done it.
And he'll just stand there and he'll just laugh forever and ever. So, now let's finish up his quest line. And the way you do that is basically you want to go where you first met him. And that is a little bit outside of the Cathedral Ward. If you remember, we took like a little detour. And that's where you'll find them. That's where we're going to go right now together. But first of all, we'll take a look at the armor. And there you go. There's the Gold Ordale. So we will just I'll probably just farm for these souls or these echoes and grab this stuff, and we can look at it later. But that's the thing he was just wearing, right? And then there's a whole Canehurst armor set after that. And I'll wait till we have enough souls and buy them all. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Very productive stream today. Very productive stream. So we're just gonna wrap up Alfred's quest line, right? We're just gonna go to where he's at. We'll grab the last little thing he has, and then we'll go back to the Hunter's Dream, and we'll call it a night. We'll call it a night, guys. So, let's check on the old lady. She's gone. She went to get her stuff. Right, and lucky for us, we're going this way anyway. And we don't really have to deal with these guys, but we will. Oops. That's much I hate dogs. Dogs and rats are like the worst. Even these enemies, luckily, like I do really like the battle system in this game. Mostly because it's so forgiving and you get a chance to get a lot of like blood vials back and you get a chance to be aggressive back and get your health back. Right? And it's, you know, it's a fast-paced game, but it's also fair. Like, you know, Elden Ring is in a speed similar to this in Dark Souls 3 to a point. But like the fairness part is kind of like not there. I guess you would say. I'm not really a fan of it. I'm sure you guys could tell I'm not a fan of like Elden Ring. It's okay. I think it gets more of a big pass because it's a Dark Souls game and people would just love it. You know, oh, not the Dark Souls, yeah. Right, so they just can't get enough of it. But it has some major flaws. Right, and we won't talk about that too much, but it, you know, it's just an average game to me. And there's Alfred. With his work done, he can finally rest. So he came here and he became a martyr too. And there's the Radiance Rune. And there's the crown. Even though technically we have the crown ourselves, right? So somehow there's a crown there as well. But we won't think about that too much. And the Radiance Rune, we'll go back to the Hunger Stream and we'll just take a quick look at it. And I do think we could use this as a shortcut. Right, we'll just come back here, drop down, avoid the enemy that's gonna try to kill us. Oops, nobody saw that. I'll come back. Oh, sure, like, you know, all that said about Elden Ring, I'm sure we might revisit it in the future. Mostly because I do have a lot of friends that play still, and they, you know, there is that update, and I'm sure they want me to PvP with them, and, you know, so I might try to make a PvP build or two, but, you know, I really, you can tell I'm not feeling it, right? So, you know, we might revisit it sometime in the future. You know, in terms of like the game tier list, I will put it like a little bit low on the totem pole, though. Of Soulsborne games, and you know, if we're gonna make a tier list, I know it's like an unpopular opinion too, but okay. And let's take a look at the Radiance Rune. Just how I feel, guys. Right? It's just my opinion. If you guys like it, that's perfectly fine. So here's the Radiance Rune. Vial HP recovery up, so when you pop a blood vial, you get more HP than usual. And there's the Radiance Rune. The Rune for Radiance, adopted by the Sworn Executioners under Ligaria's command. The Executioners despise the impure Vile Bloods, and no matter what the circumstances, would never cooperate with the bloodthirsty hunters who serve the undead Queen, Annalise. And I just realized that, but the Ardeo that he's wearing, it looks like the Radiance Rune, right? This definitely does. It's even golden like it. Interesting. Okay. And that is the rune, guys. Right now we're just wearing the Impurity Rune. But, you know, you could easily wear the Radiance one for Vile HP recovery up, which is a pretty good one. The Vile Blood one, I mean the Corruption one, yeah, the Vile Blood one is actually something I wear a lot, but it screws me over if I'm trying to help people out in, like, you know, in their world if I get someone there. Continuous heal near death +1, which, you know, in like the grand scheme of things, it does all add up if you're running like some health regen stuff. You know, it's not the greatest, but it's also not the worst, in my opinion. It might come in handy sometimes if you're PvPing and you're like, you know, like you're hurt bad and you back off. Sometimes they think you're just gonna like pop a blood vial, but you can like run around the corner and get like a little bit of H regen and then pop a blood vial. So, you know, it has its utility. You know, arguably just popping a blood vial and getting a bunch of life back, like this, would be the better choice. Okay, there you go. And that's it, guys. We're gonna wrap it up for now. We will continue on with the story. We're like almost done with the game for the most part. We have Bergenworth left to do, and then we have some of the nightmare stuff left to do, and then we're almost like we're pretty much at the end. You know, some storylines we got to wrap up. I do think we're gonna get the. I know what ending we're gonna go for, so we're gonna need the 3/3 of the umbilical cord. I think we only have one of them so far. So we're gonna need the other two umbilical cord pieces, and we'll go for that ending once it's time. And we're gonna keep leveling up this sword. We'll check if we have the blood chunks, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. Public Solid Blade, +8. Perfect. Perfect. And let's take a look at the little legs now. You can see the scaling is really good. BMB is kind of a skill weapon now. Right, I mean, kind of a quality. Turns into a quality weapon. And then I guess on the side, once we get more bloodstone chunks, we can keep working on the beast cutter. And that is it, guys. The build is starting to come together. We won't be wearing this when we come back, though. We'll probably be wearing something else. I do want to say thank you guys for stopping by. If you were here at the end of the playthrough, good for you guys. If you've been watching on YouTube and you're at the end of the playthrough, it's 3 hours long, I believe, right? So, thanks for stopping by. Why don't you watch me live, guys, and you won't have to sit there. You know, unless you like watching and pausing and getting a snack for 3 hours. I don't mind that either, guys. All I ask, if you're watching on YouTube a lot, please subscribe. Why don't you come watch me live? There should be a link to my Twitch channel in the description of the video. You can watch me play Bloodborne, Diablo, any other game I decide to play, multiverses, you know, etc., play a variety of games, guys. Thanks for stopping by, guys. My name is Frank Gallows, and I will see you next time. Guys, have a great night. Catch you tomorrow, guys.